Hi everyone, so I have my 2016 beauty favorites for you today. I recorded this once earlier today and I really didn't like how it came out. I didn't like how my makeup looked, so I just took all the makeup off. It's 8:30 and I told my husband that I was going to be done by 8:45, so I've got a major goal to crunch this all into less than 15 minutes. So first thing I'm going to mention, because I want to use it, is this Neutrogena Norwegian formula hand cream, fragrance free. I found this through Kristen Game. That is about how much I use. So I don't use much, and in the winter this has really saved my hands. Once they started cracking from the really cold and dry weather, this got them doing so much better in about a day. And I can use it during the day as long as I only use a small amount. Otherwise it will feel kind of greasy, but just that amount is enough to moisturize through one hand washing. After two hand washings, I definitely need to use it again, but it will keep my hands in much better condition than anything I've used before, and awesome. I love it. And it lasts a long time because you only use so little. For skincare, Paula's Choice. You know, I've been a fan for quite some time, and these are three things that have definitely continued to make a big difference in my skin, or I just can't find good replacements for them. And why would I? I like Paula's Choice, etc. The Skin Perfecting 2% BHA gel. A lot of people use the liquid. I like the gel. It lasts way longer. When I was using the liquid, I went through it in 3 or 4 months. This lasts me about a year. As far as I know, they work the same percentage. 2.5% benzoyl peroxide. I get the little travel size because I only use this when I have active blemishes. This really cuts down on the time it takes for them to heal. It will change from, you know, like 2 weeks down to, you know, 4 or 5 days. It really does make a big difference for me. And the higher percentages, which are available at the drugstore, are just too irritating, too drying for my skin. So this 2.5% is great for me. And this, I've not found an SPF that's been like this that really works so well. It's the Paula's Choice Resist SuperLight Daily Wrinkle Defense SPF 30. I've talked about this quite a few times. It goes on almost matte. It has a little bit of kind of a pore smoothing effect, and it really helps the longevity of my foundation during the time where my skin is oilier. Since we're in the dead of winter, my skin is a lot drier, so this is way too dry for me. And if you have even like normal to dry skin, I think that this would be way too drying. But when my skin is much more on the oily side, which is the majority of the year, this really works super, super well. Fragrance, I have one fragrance that really, it's made a big impression on me. I had gotten a sample card of this quite a while ago, and I decided to hold out for a sale, and I picked up the Elizabeth and James Nirvana Rose, and I love it so much. I haven't liked a fragrance this much in a really long time. I did get the roller ball. I like how I can just stick it in one spot and it's not going to get everywhere. And it's kind of concentrated, so I can take a sniff. And it's a very like sharp green note at first, but once it dries down, it's just this kind of spicy warm rose. And I used to never like rose fragrances, but I like this. I like Chloe, which is like a sweet rose. I don't know, it's a whole new world, but I really love this. So I would definitely take a sniff of it at Sephora if you like rose fragrances, and see if you might like it. I have a couple brushes that I have really liked. Some of these are more recently acquired but are so amazing I have to include them. And one of them, it's surprised me to say, but it's the Artis brush, the Oval 8. So I did record putting this makeup on my face, so you'll be able to see how it works for me. I have 2 videos about how foundation settles into my pores when I apply it. I can use a brush and apply this with no settling, and it's so fast. And it works best so far with my Lancome Teint Idole Ultra, and this is in 90N. This color isn't perfect for me, but the formula is amazing. It wears so well on me. Even though it's matte, it doesn't look super dry on my skin. Oh, I can see like this little fleck of glitter on my nose. Yes, so these two, they apply so beautifully and so quickly. Love them both. For setting powder, I haven't been using it as much, but I think I'm going to be going back to it. This I used a lot more kind of in the middle of the year, I would guess, late part of the year. The MAC 130, I believe it is. The number has already pretty much rumped off. Maybe 138? I don't know. 136? I don't know. I will obviously put the name somewhere here. And what I like about this is it's just the right density and shape and different, you know, tapered length of bristles that it just picks up the right amount of powder I need for setting and for sweating. And I can kind of press it in like I show while putting my makeup on. Last brush, also another expensive brush, the Wayne Goss Airbrush. This is limited edition. It was around, then it went away, and then it came back, and I got it when it came back. And it is a blue squirrel hair. It's extremely soft, but I really like how, I mean, you can see how well it picks up that product, the highlight. I just tap it in once, it picks up a really nice amount, and then it smooths it on so nicely. I just really like how this applies blush and highlight. I also like it for setting powder, and maybe if it came back around again at some point, I would buy another one just for setting powder. I'm not really sure, but I really do like this brush quite a lot, and it is so lovely and soft and delicious, and it's cruelty free, which is nice for a natural hair bristle brush. Oh, I've got 6 minutes left. Setting powder, since we're talking about all this stuff, the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores loose powder. This stuff is ultra matte, but I found it really does help the longevity of my foundation when I use it, so I have to make sure I just use a teeny tiny amount so it doesn't look super dry, but it does set things very nicely. And I don't know if I have anything more to say about that. I totally lost my train of thought. I don't think I mentioned this. The Detox Dry Bar, the Dry Bar Detox Dry Shampoo. This works better than anything else I've ever used. The scent is very strong, but I've come around to liking it, maybe because it works so well for me. I don't know. I did use it today, and it does definitely kind of lighten my roots a little bit, but I don't mind. My hair color is a hot mess anyway. I'm growing it out, and I put some purple in it to try to tone down the red and get it a little bit more burgundy and whatever. So a little like slightly grayer roots. That's not going to bother me. But yeah, it just works so well. And what I love is that I can put it in the morning, and in the evening my hair is going to look the same. And other dry shampoos I've used might look good at the start of the day, but like 2 hours later my hair is looking worse than it did in the morning. But this really stays all day, so I love that. An eye primer I just keep going back to is this Urban Decay Primer Potion in Enigma. The color is nice. It takes down, it doesn't completely cover my freckles on my eyelids, but it does cut down how intense they are. You know, it smooths out the appearance of veins and all that. So I really do like this. It was limited edition, I think, but I think I would probably be just as happy with Eden, which is the more yellow toned one. This is more kind of like painterly. Maybe they'll make this permanent, I don't know, but I keep going back to it, and I really like it. And I do have good experiences with it preventing creasing and fading and all that, so I do like that quite a lot. In general, I'm really happy with Colourpop, but there are a couple things that really stood out to me this year, and one of them is the shadow that I have kind of on the center of my lids over a powder eyeshadow, and it's Koosh. This was in a collection, that 90s collection that came out quite some time ago, and that's when I got this. I did get that set of shadows, and then they brought it back, I think, for a holiday, so maybe they'll make it permanent, because I know it's a really popular shadow. It's just this, I think it's the ultra metallic finish, and the color on it is really pretty. It's kind of like a cool but slightly pinky, champagne-y beige. I'm not really sure even what the color is, but it is so shiny. It is so pretty, and as you can tell, it works really nicely over powder eyeshadows, so I love it. And the other thing I've used so much this year is the Aphrodisiac blush. It's just a really nice kind of peachy-ish brown, and I feel like it's a very natural color with my freckles and my kind of warmer coloring scheme, slightly more yellow color toned scheme. It just, I don't know, it blends in with the freckles and everything, and is a really easy blush color for me to wear, I find. Another blush that I have worn like crazy, if you follow me on Instagram, none of these are going to be surprises. Too Faced Love Blush in Baby Love. This is another thing I found from TT Sandra, and it's similar to the Aphrodisiac, but it's more pink, and it does have a tiny bit of a sheen. It's not completely matte, and there are little kind of pink sparkles in it, though I don't find that the little sparkles translate on the cheeks, but it is not super matte. I love that color. Also, I feel like it's just really easy to wear. I don't often go for high-end blushes, but that one I am really glad I did. Another TT Sandra one is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Plumper. So this is what I have through my brows today. When I have dyed my eyebrows, which is a major favorite of mine, this is a little set I got, though you can buy all the components separately. Just really quickly, I like this one so much more than the Godfrey because this RefectoCil is a cream as opposed to the powder, so it's just so much easier to use. I do this for 4 minutes and it gets this dark. So it goes very cool toned, quite dark, and please use it at your own risk. It has warnings about causing blindness, so it's serious business. Be very careful. But once I have dyed my eyebrows this crazy cool tone dark brown, this in light medium is this lovely like kind of golden tone, and this works so nicely over that color just to add a little bit of warmth, lighten them a tiny bit, just add a little bit, fills in a little bit, but it's just easy. The spoolie brush wand thing, oh, my time is up, I'm almost done, is really, really tiny, and it doesn't deposit too much product. It's not too thick. It's thin enough where I don't have to worry about it getting all gloopy. Really super nice. Favorite concealer by far, the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer NC15. It is a tiny bit dark for my face, but if I'm not using other things, it's fine if I just use this kind of only concealer day, just on my nose, around my chin, under the eyes. This doesn't crease under my eyes, and it doesn't look really dried out and sad, so I love that. And then the last thing I think I have, two more things. One thing that is also on my face, the e.l.f. matte lip colors. I have quite a lot of these. I picked up the 4-pack from Holiday, which was darker colors, and the reds, gorgeous. There was also kind of a deeper nude in Praline. Lovely. I got that set because of Emily Noel 83, but I already love this formula for quite some time, and I think I have a pale skin swatches video on the 3 I had previously, which is Tea Rose Natural and Nearly Nude, and I have Tea Rose on today. This is probably one of my favorite lipsticks of all time. I love the purple tone. It's just unusual to get a really kind of light color that doesn't look super intense and deep when you have more of a purple tone with my fair skin. Love this formula. The darker colors stain really nicely, so as it wears away, it looks very natural. It's not super drying. It's not super matte, and you could blot it down to get a little bit more matte, and I find some to be a little bit more on the satin creamy side than on the matte side, and those I just blot down so they don't move too much. But the wear time is really nice. They're very comfortable. They don't have a weird smell. The only downside to these, and it is pretty obnoxious, is that I've had a few of them break, so they will fall out of here, but you can still use them. I just have to be mindful to kind of carefully take off the cap. But I really love those, and such a nice price point. You can get them at Target and Walmart and other places they sell them in store. Love. So last thing would be yellow toned eyeshadows, so yellow based browns, mustards, that kind of thing. I had this kind of revelation that yellow based browns don't go really warm and orange on me. So in the past I always had this issue where I felt like the only way I could get a brown that wasn't going to go really orangey was to get a very cool brown, but then it starts looking kind of gray and dirty on me, so I just could never really find a brown that was kind of really looked neutral. Well, I finally discovered that yellow toned browns, yellow based browns, really actually kind of look like browns on me. So it started out with MAC's Cork, and this is in It was the Nordstrom's Finest, but now it's got some other name. I can never remember, but MAC does sell this palette now. And they reduced the price on these down to 65, is it? It started becoming actually a good deal. But regardless, Cork is a permanent color. And and that's what I have all over my lids and a little bit up into my crease, and then kind of blending out the crease. I have more of a mustardy color that's from the Modern Renaissance palette. Whew. And it's this golden ochre. And yes, I need more mustards. So I placed an order with Makeup Geek, and so I bought, I think her color is called Desert Sands perhaps, which is a very mustardy color, along with some other interesting colors, so I'm really looking forward to that. I also have MAC Soba, which is more of kind of a golden brown, kind of yellow golden based brown, and that I feel like looks really nice. And I love these colors. I've loved MAC Cork. I have worn it so much, and I've just really been loving this kind of brown, very light, kind of smoky format, not like dark smoky, but just that idea of darker to the lids and getting lighter out. Really been loving the brown eyeshadow look, and especially with MAC Cork, and that's kind of where my appreciation and love for the yellow based browns and mustards and whatnot started, and just that's been really making me happy this year. So I think that's it. I did it in 20 minutes, I think, which is not terrible. Not bad considering I had so many things to talk about. Let me know what your favorites were for this year. If you have tried any of these, do you like them? Do they work for you? I would love to hear from you. I will say that Artis brush, I got it 30% off at Anthropologie. So they don't have sales that often, but maybe it's something to keep your eye on if you want to get that without having to pay so much money. And I did have to pay shipping though, so it was effectively more like 20% off instead of 30% off. But it made it so much more affordable. And if you get the smaller size, then it's going to be cheaper too. But yeah, so let me know if you have any questions or comments below. I always love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching my videos and sticking with me this year. I know that I have not been the most consistent at posting videos since I had my second baby. He's really just, he's made life a lot busier, and now that I have the two, Colin is almost 3.5 and Eric turned 1 in December. And yeah, so it's just been a little bit crazy. I have a little less free time, a little less energy, but now they're both on the same nap schedule, so they both go down at the same time during the day. So there's a potential for me to get back in a little bit more of a routine, but I think this 2017 is also going to be super packed busy, so we'll see. We'll see. But I really do want to make videos, continue making videos. I really enjoy doing them. I love being able to talk to you guys. I really appreciate the views and the likes and the comments and all that stuff. It really makes my day. I mean, when you're a small channel like mine, you don't get a lot of comments. So I really do love hearing from you guys when you do leave a comment. I really appreciate it. So I hope you are having a wonderful day. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.